Hi, and welcome back to Sign Up, the new deaf adult literacy series here on Dublin Community TV. On today's programme, I tried to pass my driver theory test. And Albion goes to the bank but hasn't a clue what to do. Josephine is back with another story of deaf success. And instead of grammar fact this week, Kevin brings us a handy guide to using your dictionary. Tired of standing around waiting for a bus? Much rather be here instead? If you want to get on the road and practice your driving, you need to have a provisional driving licence. But to get it, you now need to do a driver theory test first. The theory test is a series of 40 questions about rules of the road. Risk perception, watching out for dangerous situations, eco-driving, driving in such a way that's good for the environment, hazard awareness, being able to handle dangerous situations, and good driving behaviour. You need to get 35 out of 40 questions to pass. Then you can apply for your licence and start driving. So, how do you apply for the test? Well, you can apply online at www.dtts.ie or print an application form from the website. Then fax or post it. You can also get an application form from the IDS, Driver Theory Test Centres, or your local motor taxation office. The application form looks like this. On the form, you need to fill in what category of licence you'll be applying for. For example, if it's a normal car, then you choose category B. You need to include your PPS number, formerly known as RSI number, and your personal details, such as your date of birth and where you live. You'll also need to tell them the date from which you'll be available to do the test, and what test centre you want to do your test in. There's a list at the back of the form, so pick the one nearest you. There's an important box on the form to ask if you have any special need or disability. If you tick this box, you'll be contacted for more information and will be given the option to do your test through ISL. You can fax or post your application along with payment details for the test, and you will be contacted with the details of where and when your test is. Then it's study time. You'll need a copy of the rules of the road, and why not join one of the free driver theory classes offered all over the country through the IDS Deaf Adult Literacy Service. You'll be asked questions about various different aspects of driving, so you need to know your stuff. We can't go through it all here, but we can give you an idea about some of the common areas that are covered in the test. First up, traffic signs. You'll need to know what they all mean. Regulatory traffic signs mean you must follow them by law. They usually have red surrounds with black letters on a white background. Here's an example. The stop sign means you stop. Other cars have the right of way. When the way is clear, you can then proceed. The yield sign means that you must approach a junction slowly and look to see if any cars are coming. If there's nothing coming, you can proceed. But if there is, you must stop. Warning signs are usually diamond-shaped with black symbols or letters on a yellow background. For example, this sign shows that there's a roundabout coming. This sign shows that ahead are a number of dangerous bends and to be cautious when driving. Bus lane signs indicate an area of the road reserved for buses only. There are two kinds of signs. The width flow sign indicates the cars run parallel to the bus in its own designated lane. Cars are not allowed to drive in the bus lane except during designated times listed on the sign. Contraflow signs show that the bus lane runs the opposite direction to the traffic. These lanes are reserved for buses only. You might also be asked about hand signals. These are useful if your indicator light breaks. How would you inform the driver behind you? As ISL users, we should be experts at these. If you intend to slow down or stop, this is the hand signal. If you intend to turn left, you do this. If you intend to move out or turn right, you do this. These aren't the only questions you'll be asked, but just some examples. You need to study the rules of the road well if you want to pass. On the day of the test, show up early and bring some photo ID with you when you register. If you've ticked the box and requested an ISL exam, you'll be shown into a room like this. The test is taken through a touchscreen computer, but don't worry, you don't need to be a computer expert to do it. Before the test starts, someone will explain it. If you're doing the test through English, you get 45 minutes, but through ISL, you have an hour and a half. You will be asked 40 random questions out of a possible 1,250. So, if you fail and have to do the test twice, it's unlikely you'll be asked the same questions again. During the test, if you make a mistake or change your mind, you can cancel your answer. If you want to skip a question, you can come back and answer it at the end of your test. At the end of the test, you can review all your answers and, if you wish, change them. You'll get your results straight away. Ooh, fingers crossed. Yes, all that studying paid off. Once you've passed your driver theory test, you can get an application form for your first provisional licence. You can get the form from the police station, post office, library, or the motor tax office. You have to submit the completed form with the proof of passing the theory test, result of an eye test, 2 passport photos, along with payment, either cheque or a postal order from the post office. After a short wait, they will send the licence to you. Once you have it, you can get on the road. Remember, you must have a fully licensed driver in the car with you at all times. And it's a good idea to get a few lessons from a professional too. Happy driving!
Hi. Last week we talked about some of the grammatical differences between ISL and English. But this week we have something a bit different. A dictionary is generally used for looking up the meaning of a word, but is also really handy if you're not sure about spelling. Let's say the word you're not sure how to spell is picture, but you know it starts with P-I-C. Open your dictionary at the letter P, it will be in alphabetical order, and scroll down until you come to P-I, P-I-C, picture. It might be useful to keep a notebook where you can write down the spellings of new words and look at them every now and then. And don't think that's all there is to a dictionary. You can find out about stuff like information on pronunciation, how to say a word, etymology, where a word comes from. So you see, a dictionary can be useful. If you're familiar with technology, there are websites you can use, like www.dictionary.com or www.askoxford.com. Also, if you type in a wrong spelling into the search engine Google, it might suggest the right one. Why not give it a try? Alfian, is that you? You look miserable. Is everything okay?
Oh, Eddie, I just wanted to set up a bank account. But look at all this paper and forms. I don't even know where to start.
I know. Sometimes it's all a bit confusing. I can take you through it though, if you like.
Please. I'm on the verge of giving up. Do I even really need a bank account?
Oh, yes. Come through to my office. I'll go through it with you.
Thank you.
Do you mean to say you carry all that around with you at all times? It's not safe. Even at home, money in the drawer under the mattress isn't safe. It's better to keep your money at the bank by setting up an account. And if you have a job, your employer may need you to open one, so you can get paid directly into your account. There are two types of accounts: a current account or a savings account. They're both quite different. A savings account is good if you have some money you want to put away for a rainy day. You'd usually get better interest than a current account. But a current account usually gives you more services.
But you see, you're confusing me already.
Well, with a current account, you can receive payments, like wages, children's allowance, or the disability allowance. Or make payments, like pay your rent, your mortgage repayments, or even your household bills, like your ESB or your gas bill. You can take out cash here at the bank, through an ATM where you use a card to take out your money, save money, or maybe even earn a little bit of interest on it. Or borrow money by setting up an overdraft, where you can take out more money than you have in your account. But you might have to pay a high rate of interest on it when you do pay it back.
Okay, that sounds good. You mentioned interest a few times. How does that work?
Think of interest as rent on money. When you keep your money in the banks, like in a savings account, the bank pay you interest for using it. But if you take out a loan or overdraft, you're paying rent on the money they're lending you. Different banks can have very different interest rates, so make sure you shop around.
It's good advice. Is it easy to set up an account?
Oh yes, it's usually free to open an account. Although some banks will charge you for using the ATM or a laser card. It's good to ask a few different banks about their fees before deciding on the right one.
What do I need?
You have to go into the branch where you want to open your account and bring some ID, like a passport or a driving licence. You will also need proof of your address, like a phone bill or ESB bill. Some banks might ask for tax information. Some banks ask for 2 or 3 proof of address documents. They may also ask for your PPS number or your birth certificate. That's all great. That's great. That's great. That's all I need. Then you get an account number and a sort code.
Hang on, you mentioned a sort code. Can you explain that?
A sort code is a number that identifies the branch of the bank. Each bank has their own numbers for each of their branches. You'll need to remember your account and sort code numbers to fill out forms when you want to withdraw or lodge money.
Right. So when my account is set up, I can give those numbers to my boss so my pay goes into the account. But how do I withdraw money without drowning in a sea of paper? How?
Well, you can fill out a withdrawal form in the bank. But a much easier way is to use the ATM. Do you want to come outside and I'll show you? The automated teller machine. I'm sure you've seen these around. They can be outside banks or even inside shops now. When you set up your account, the bank will send you an ATM card. And a PIN number, which is your private number, will come separately in the post. Learn your number and tear the letter up, okay? So, let's get started. ATM card. I'm going to put in my private PIN number. Sorry, it's private. You'll be offered an option of services to choose from. Withdraw, check your balance to see how much you have in the bank, topping up your phone credit, and so on. I only want to take out money, so I press withdraw. They'll give you varying amounts to withdraw. I only want to take out €20. Now, I'm taking my card and my €20.
Wow, you can make money magically appear. You're a magician.
Easy, huh? Come on back inside.
It says here that this ATM card is also a laser card. Is that the same as a credit card?
Yes and no. Some banks give you an ATM that's a laser card as well. You can use your laser card in a shop to buy things, a bit like using a credit card. And you use a PIN number, but the money comes straight out of your account. Your bank may charge you a yearly fee for using it.
What's the difference between that and a credit card?
Credit cards can be used to pay for goods and services, but it works more like a loan. You don't have to pay for it right away. Most cards give you around 56 days to pay, and if you don't pay in that time, they can sometimes charge you a high interest on the borrowed money. Credit cards are convenient for shopping online or booking flights or accommodation. But you have to be careful not to buy things on impulse. You can easily build up a large debt if you don't pay your bill each month.
So I need to really be careful when it comes to banking, that I keep all my information strictly private?
Oh yes. Never give your account details or PIN number to anyone, not even family or friends. If you get emails asking for your bank details, never reply. Banks never ask for your account details via email. Also, when you're using an ATM or a laser card, keep your hands over the keypad so no one can see your PIN. Also, watch out for people acting suspiciously around an ATM. And never use an ATM if it looks like it might have been tampered with. If it happens, it's better just to walk off.
What if I'm too busy to get to the bank?
Well, there is another way. Most banks now provide online banking. But you must already have an account with the bank and you must have access to the internet. Want to have a look? Some banks will have to set up your online account for you, but once this is set up, you can access your bank account 365 days a year, 24 hours a day from anywhere with the internet. You can check your balance, view bank statements, transfer money to other accounts, top up your phone, or even pay bills. It's very handy.
Thanks for the information. It's all starting to make sense.
Good. And remember, banks aren't the only places you can keep your money. The post office, credit unions, or building societies also provide similar services. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. I started learning English in 1999 with DALS. And 2 years later, I had enough confidence to do my junior certificate English and Business Studies exams. A year later, I got a C in my English and an A in my Business Studies. I was delighted with my results. It was also of great benefit to my daughter Rachel, who did the junior certificate last year. I was even able to help her out, giving tips and advice for her exams. I I hope to go back to DALS this September to study for my leaving certificate in 7 different subjects: biology, business studies, and so on. DALS is fantastic. It encourages me to build on my self-confidence and self-belief. The tutors treat me as an adult without telling me what to do. I strongly advise deaf people to go for it. It's of brilliant benefit to them. Nobody will judge you. Whatever we decide in class, the tutors do accordingly. When I was growing up, at school I was always told I was stupid. But DALS has changed my life. Maura Buckley was Ireland's first qualified deaf teacher. But getting there wasn't easy. She attended St Mary's and was among the first group of students to study post-primary subjects and sit the matric exams. She desperately wanted to become a teacher after school, but universities laughed at her and said there was no way a deaf person could become a teacher. Eventually, Maura was offered the opportunity to begin teacher training in America, and on returning to Ireland, studied for a further year in University College Dublin to get her teaching diploma. Maura taught in St Mary's for 32 years and became Vice Principal in 2000, before retiring in 2003. She paved the way for the increasing numbers of deaf teachers now working in post-primary and primary schools. That's it for today's sign up. Don't forget you can get more information on any of today's items at www.deaf.ie or by calling into the Irish Deaf Society. If you would like to improve your literacy skills, contact the IDS to find out about all the different classes they provide: computers, English, maths, finance, and lots more. And the best of all, the tutors are all deaf. See you all next week.